So this is the print that I'm continuing to print this print. I'm close to 100 and 100, and you can see at the bottom that the lines are a little thicker and squishier than they are up at the top. But each of these levels, each of these coils essentially, is well connected to the one before. There's a gradual curve as this shape comes out. There's a gradual transition in that shape. The printer does not stop, unless there's a problem, does not stop. It prints a continuous line all the way around and all the way up. So the kinds of shapes you can make are limited in some ways to the kinds of shapes that can be printed. You cannot have something that has a tube here and a tube here and a tube here and gaps in between. But you can have a tube that you print separately and then you attach it to another tube later on. You can also, you can't have holes necessarily unless that clay has some other place to go. But you can work with the clay after it's been printed, or even when it's being printed. So if I can go slow enough, I can actually cut away some of this clay on the bottom while I'm working. Now there's no reason you need to do that. I can be patient and I can wait to the end. But in the inside, you might have a reason for doing this. So I'm going to use the end of a rubber tip tool, or what I have conveniently here is a wooden knife. And I can get in here and I can fix any imperfection, or I can remove a bit of clay that ended up in the wrong spot while it's printing. And so if you have something that your print is otherwise going basically fine and it has some funny little thing, you can mess with it while it prints as long as you're careful. Or you can change that after it's done printing. One of the neatest things I think about a clay printer, this is printing solid clay, right? I can pick it up and move it. I wouldn't recommend doing that while you're trying to print on top of it. But I can change the shape of this piece after it's printed. So if I want to cut it or add on to it or squish it in some way as part of my structure, I can do that. Additionally, if I wanted to have a piece that, so right now I have a flat bottom and a fairly wide base, my walls are going to come up like that, and that'll be a structure that can support itself. What I couldn't have is a piece that's very, very skinny and suddenly gets wide. But I might be able to make a wide piece that gets skinny as long as that shape can support itself. And I can then add that and put two pieces together. So if it's not going to print the shape you want, you could print two halves of the shape you want and then put them together. I had a student who wanted to print a donut, and the donut was standing up this way. That won't work because it's got a hole in the middle. But what she could do is parts of the donut and then put the donut together. So this is going to continue to print, and when I'm done with this print, I'll be able to unhook these clips and just take this whole bat away. If you are working on a design that you want to try some stuff with, what you might do is you might, once you find a print that works, you might print several, and then you can decorate them different ways. The big work of getting the printer to start working right is in Tinkercad, is in Simplify 3D, and is it making sure the print starts right. But now that it's printing, and I know it's in good shape, I can go off and do other things. And I can work on something else, including something in Tinkercad, while this is continuing to print. Don't go too far, because it could have something strange happen and you want to be nearby, but you don't have to sit with it for the entire time that it takes to print.